Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing Marvel's Contest of Champions, and we're going to be showing you how to beat Children of the Night and all of its bosses. Okay, the first boss is Venom Pool. Okay, for the path, we're going to want to use tech champions that can power drain, so people like Ant-Man Future, Red Skull, Spider-Man Stark Suit, they're all going to be good. For the boss, any Mystic champion should work. He's not that hard to fight. Alright, we're going to be fighting Morbius in this one. Alright, we're going to be wanting to use a Mystic champion that can power drain. So Doctor Doom should actually be pretty good for the path. For the boss, a skilled champion should have the class advantage. But if you don't have a strong skilled champion, honestly, he's not that hard to fight. You can use any champion you want. Alright, we're going to be fighting Nightcrawler in this one. Alright, for the path, we're going to want to use skill champions that can inflict status effects. Because once they're purified from the defender, they'll turn into fury buffs for us. Alright, for Nightcrawler, we're going to be wanting to use a tech champion. Preferably a robot or someone like Ant-Man Future that can negate some of the effects of Incinerate and not take as much damage. But like, you know, we could also use someone like Sunspot, which is fire immune. But I would still stick with tech. And preferably robots like Ultron or Nimrod or someone like that that can't, you know, take too much damage from the incinerates. Because if you block this dude to try to stun him, you're just going to be set on fire. Alright, we're going to be fighting Werewolf by Night in this one. Alright, for the path, we're going to want to use mutant champions. Mr. Sinister, again, really good for this, but you can honestly use anyone. For the boss, you could still use Mr. Sinister, but if you want to go with the class advantage, I will be using Photon because she's my strongest science character. But if you guys have been playing, they gave out a free Miles Morales. I have this right here. Or, you know, Silk, anyone you believe is strong enough to take him on. Alright, the boss for this one is Frankencastle. Alright, for the path, we can basically use any science champion we want. Alright, for the boss, we're going to want to use a mutant champion, preferably Mr. Sinister. But if you guys don't have him, you know, I have Gambit up here. We can use Onslaught, Sunspot, any mutant champion will work. And even if they're not mutant, if you have a strong character, he's really not that hard to fight. Alright, the final boss is going to be Dracula. Alright, we're going to be wanting to use Cosmic Champions for this path, preferably ones that can armor break, such as Cosmic Ghost Rider. For Dracula, using a Science Champion should be pretty good. Dracula wasn't too difficult to fight, but he was kind of annoying, especially with his intangibility. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, put them in my comments and I'll try to respond to them.